Hello guys and welcome to episode 10, the big 10. Last time we seen a lot of stuff, but we had to cut it short because the episode was way too long. So our ecosystem of Quest NPC was only like 95% working. The last NPC was not speaking, but I cut the episode short because it was too long. And now in this episode we will make the door open and close, and we will connect that to the NPC number 2, and we will repair him at the same time. Spoilers, it's only we only had forgot to put a quest in the NPC 1 and a check in the quest activator. So follow the video and we will fix everything, and by the end of this video there will be zero problems. The NPC and the door will all work. So now I'm gonna get into we need to change that door, you know. And oh no, actually I'm still going over a past episode. So yeah, I'm saying that we went over the script on the crow, and the script was the same than we used on the big bad boss, the same from episode 8 that we used the prompt to generate. And I explained that you can use infinitely the script as long as you modify the name and the name of the class inside. So you can activate, copy paste multiple crows prefab that we made, and then you can animate them, every one of them, by just changing the class. So now that this is done, you know how to make a mob, how to make it move, how to use the script, how to animate it, and how to make it move. Right now we're gonna deal with the door here, because this is the purpose of this episode, is fixing this NPC, and that includes the door, because this is the whole point of this door. So now I'm going over the fact that we use these assets, the free assets. The links are below in the description. It's the same asset than last time. So you're not forced to use these assets, but I use these because this is the tile sheet with the door that we currently need. So you can use whatever door you want, but right now the problem with this method, if the way it's currently painted, it's 9 squares, and the squares are not even full 16 by 16, you know. So this is not a practical way, for me at least, to make a door open and close. So what I do is I'm gonna download a second tile sheet from the free asset website. I'm gonna make it in a folder, like right here. I created a folder, and then in that folder I drag and drop the new tile sheet. So this new tile sheet is not configured and is not sliced, but because you don't want to modify the pre-existing tile sheet, because you already painted with that previous tile sheet. So if you were to reslice the old tile sheet, bad things will happen. So to avoid all that, just create a new just get a new tile sheet from the website, this website, download it and put it back in this folder, and we're gonna configure it real fast together right now. So inspector, it's gonna be multiple 16, the same thing than all the time. It's just when it comes to sprite editor that we're going to slice it in a way that we get the entire door, so that the open door is a frame and the closed door is another frame. But, well, not frames. We're not gonna use the animation method. We're gonna use the separate object with a PNG. This is why I'm doing this with a bigger tile sheet. This way, because a game object is just an empty dot with coordinates, but now if you drag a sprite, a PNG item on the scene, it's an empty object with a sprite renderer showing the sprite. So basically you created an object that looks like a door. That's perfect. That's what we want, because then, since it's an object and it's not paint, we can take that object and add components on it. So we put a box collider to make the solid layer effect, and we can then use this object as a trigger for the NPC to open and close it. This is how it works. But yeah, so it all starts by by doing like I do now. But now I'm saying that don't drag and drop the newly sliced thing in this palette. It's not the same size of the grain. You will destroy your palette. How we want to use this newly sliced thing, that we slice the size of the door in a new tile map, is this way. You take the entire thing .png, put it on the map. So now, like I said, it's an empty object with a sprite renderer on it showing the actual sprite. But now we want to have a way to switch between open and close, you know. So we're gonna do the open door object later, but for now we look at NPC2. He's the guy that's supposed to open the door. So yeah, he says, I forgot what this door is even about. Here, I'll open it for you. Please go see what's up. This is a temporary text, obviously. So what we need to do is put this game object that the NPC will be able to manipulate, you know, to altern between this closed one and the open one. But yeah, so we need to start by putting something called a box collider on the door. So now it's not only an image, now it's like it was a solid layer 1. We want this on the closed door only, because the closed door you must not walk through it. So now to install the sprite object that is now a solid door, we're gonna remove the door. And now I'm showing that I did some stuff, but don't worry about that. I was just having in mind I need to do a door tutorial. Let's make a corridor in an hallway. We'll make multiple doors, but finally the episode would be way too long. Let's just make this door. Let's make it work perfectly. Let's make the NPC work perfectly. Let's end episode 10 on absolute perfection, so we can have a nice weekend without any bugs. So now I'm deleting every traces of the door. I had put some ground layer here because I wanted to it's just a habit that I have, instead, in case you don't want to animate the door, but we do animate the door, so now we don't need to have a fake just remove everything. I let the foreground paint, I don't know how it's called in English, but the thing, the black bars that are supposed to be the roof structure or something like that, I leave them on foreground, because then when you will walk through the door, you will have the illusion of being behind, which is what you want in a top-down setting. So now that I've cleared the way, I can put the door there, but you see the door is not you need to manually manually place it like this. So once I place the door, there will be two things left to do here, which is paint whatever is up the door, you know, with the foreground layer. But also you notice that we're gonna need to paint the sides too, because the door is not quite big enough. But I'll get to that. My French counterpart will get to that soon. I remind everyone, this is a voiceover. I'm doing my best to make sense, trying to say the same thing that the French version is saying. So yeah, so now I'm gonna look at the door, and I show you basically these are 16 by 16 squares, but you see that the extremities only use perhaps 13 out of 16, perhaps. So this is why you see the light of the day go between I don't know if that expression translates to English, but in French we say, oh, you can see the light through the sides. It means that your door is not hermetic, is not whatever. Wind goes through, the air is all going out. So now to give the illusion that his door is fine, you know, you could just modify his sprite, but we can just do this. Look, I put a ground thing, some foreground there, and since the door is solid, you will never know that this is all an illusion. Everything is a game is an illusion. It's just how good do you paint stuff is how good are you at making an illusion. And each tile set has its own bottleneck, if you will. Like here you see, since his sprites are not 16 by 16, I'm very limited. If you want to really do cool stuff, I suggest modifying sprites for 16 by 16, because then you don't have to do bullshit like painting behind the sides. So now the door is made. I want it to disappear, but to have the open door instead. So we're gonna drag and drop the open door. We're gonna fix this layer 2. Yeah, the other door as well, you need to put it on a different layer. For now I put them on player, but I will fix them later. They will send player, but I will need to modify the order, because right now the door, not this one but the other door, goes in front of the of Rem's head, and we don't want that, but we'll fix that later in the episode. For now, just follow along. I placed it at the same place. Both are on player layer. So now I know this. Okay, so you see the one selected, so we need to change this. We need to be sure that the closed door has precedence over the open door. But now what I should have done is go in the negative number. I should not have put +1, because now it's creating a problem with the player, but I'll fix that later, like I said. So now I'm just showing that that I need to adjust layer. So now this is fine for now. So this is the guy that when we talk to, he's supposed to say what's up with this door. So we want him when we open the dialogue to him, you know, not when he appears. Otherwise, the door will always be open when you complete the quest. We want him to open the door on demand. So yes, but before that, I addressed something last episode. I was trying something out just because but it's such a bad idea. Don't do this. It was not working anyway because our NPC is not properly configured yet. The NPC 2 is not even spawning. But I'm just saying, if for some reason you thought this was a good idea and you imitated my second NPC bug collider, make it a regular size like I'm doing now. You will see an effect later what it does, so you will understand like, oh, this is what you meant. But for now, I just fixed a bit the size because it was ridiculous. So this is part of fixing the NPC. Last time I was like too much stuff going on. I'm gonna avoid big episodes like that now. So like I said, on dialog start is where we're gonna slide the closed door object. So now when we talk to NPC2, he's gonna do something to the object we drag and drop there, in this case the closed door. Since this is not an animated object, what we want is simply to deactivate the object. So game object dot set active is gonna turn it off whenever you speak with him. This is how the logic is set. But at this moment in time, my French counterpart has not yet fixed the NPC number 2, so he is not yet spawning, and we will fix that right after. It's a simple line. So right now he is testing Mustache Man to see what's up, but I need to load the game to have the key. So I load the game because at this point I did not run the program since last episode, so I want to make sure that the quest still works like it did, and that we're still at the point where the only problem was that the NPC number 2 was missing a logic gate to spawn, and we'll address that. Like I said, we'll fix it very easily. So now I'm saying, yeah, by the way, you see the boss is still there. It's because we did not create like a event manager global system that says, if you have beaten this boss, I don't want him to spawn again. We have not made that. And then I say, personally, I like the bosses to respawn. I see my son all the time. He starts new video game. I say, why are you starting from scratch? I really only like the first bosses. So yeah, for me, I like to have the bosses repeatable, but the quest won't give a reward second time because you already got the reward from that quest. So now we see the NPC, he gives us the shield, he takes the quest. So we're at the same state than we were at the end of episode 10, which is, it all works, but the guy that's supposed to open the door is not talking. And this is the reason for this episode 10. At first I wanted to make a super big episode 10, but then some crap happened, and I ended up this morning having the smart idea. You know what? We need to really move away from a 1 hour long episode. It's too long for me and for you. And also, we really need to fix this. I really dislike ending an episode with something not 100% working. And the NPC not working was making me angry. But not angry, because I know how to fix it. It's just, I was not gonna go on a weekend leaving you guys with episode 9 with a broken NPC. That is not acceptable. So this is video 10, episode 10. I 100% fixed the door and the NPC, and this way you guys can catch up, and I'll have a wonderful weekend. And Monday we can continue with the story, or perhaps I'll continue before. We'll see, depending of my mood and my time. But for sure, I wanted to roll out episode 10 today so that everyone has a working ecosystem of quest and a working way to open and close door. From here on, you know, you'll basically be able to make a game already, but we'll continue because I want to make this even better. But I'm just saying this episode is important to fix, and by the end of this episode you need to make sure that you're synchronized with me and that everything works, because this is a fantastic state at the end of this episode. Fantastic. We'll be able to prefaberize the whole thing. So now French me is noticing at last that I had forgotten simply to write the name of the quest, Bad Boy 2, here. So the NPC 1, when you complete the quest and he gives you the shield, is supposed to mark, hey, you completed Bad Boy 2. But I had forgot to simply write that line because the episode was too long, and I was like, it just was too long. I was not prepared enough for a 2 episode. It was supposed to be 1, but he dropped the key and whatever. So after putting in NPC 1 Bad Boy 2, you just need to make sure that you check here too in the quest activator. The NPC 2, he missed active if complete check. So these are the only 2 things that was missing in the last episode. Bad Boy 2 in the quest of NPC 1, and checking the box of the quest activator 2 of NPC 2. Right there, all would have worked. And you notice here Bad Boy 3, just don't bother with that. It's me, I was diagnostic. I was trying to make something different. It did not work out, so I just deleted the NPC 3. I just had forgotten to delete the Bad Boy 3, but it has no effect because the Bad Boy 3 does not exist in my quest manager. So I'm just saying, if you wonder why was there a Bad Boy 3 there, it's just some old test. So now I'm doing it again because I was the game was running, you know, because I was looking while the game is running to see the mechanic between the NPC to understand. In this way, it's when I saw, oh, you see, the NPC are not spawned because I don't have a key in my pocket, and there is nothing making NPC 2 spawn because I had forgotten the line. So whatever. So now that the game is not running, the modifications that I do now will be saved, and it's why I'm doing them again. So I corrected the things. Now I saved. So now we're able to test the things to see if everything works. So I need to load the game to have the key, because the last save game I killed the boss. I got the key in my pocket. So now basically I can just speak to the NPC. The first time he's gonna say like, oh, hi, there's a big bad guy. I got the key in my pocket, so I talk to him again. He's gonna give me the shield, and then I talk to him again, and he will open the door. But right now, like I said, the layers on the door, we need to fix them. We will fix them. So there you go, completed Bad Boy 1. He gives me the shield. You got the shield. Everything is fine. Now the moment of truth, Daniel San. The moment where we play the little drum and stand on 1 feet. I actually got one. Okay, way too noisy. So Daniel San, let's go. The moment of truth. So you see the door opens. This is fantastic. The only thing to fix at this point is the layer of the closed door, because it's going over the player's head. And you see there's a graphical shenanigans going on here. This is a non-problem. This is a problem we created ourselves by putting a Mr. Texture on top. The Mr. Texture is now no longer needed because NPCder works. You need to understand this. He is now no longer needed at all. So you can remove Mr. Texture, or you can just put your own sprite. Your own sprite will hide all the mechanics all the time, guys. So now I show for the last time that everything works, but if you zone out, it closes the door, you speak to him, he opens it again. So this is exactly the behavior that we want. So now all we need to do is to fix the layer of the of the doors to make sense. So I'm going over once again. I'm making sure that you guys followed. I'm saying NPC 1, put Bad Boy 2, check mark complete. Quest activator, check the active if complete. These are the only things that were missing to make the entire quest ecosystem from yesterday work. But don't forget that today we added stuff on top. We added the re-slicing a new tile map into big doors, putting collider on it. And then in the NPC 1, as a trigger on dialog, we put a game object set active boolean to turn it off and on. It's very simple, very effective. So now I'm trying layers, and I'm seeing that all those layers have no effect on top of the player layer, so I need to fix the problem inside of the player layer. The problem is only that the door goes over the head of the player, and the solution is simple. You need to go into the negative numbers instead of trying other layers. So I'm going to put this door on -1. Since it's -1, then you see by default the open door. We don't want that, so we're going to make it -2. It's like a hierarchy. So closed door is papa door, and open door is baby door. So this is the way that it's logical, because then the closed door is there by default, and you need to speak to open it. So if you look the player is on a player 1 layer. So this way now it all works. Player is on 1, the doors are -1, -2. So you see here the head and the work, the collision, everything works. Everything works. The quest works. Now everything we have done so far now 100% works. So right now I'm saying, like, you know what, guys, have a good weekend. I'm not sure what we're gonna paint on the other side of the door. It can be a room, it can be a lot of things. I got plans in my head. Maybe make a hole, make us fall in a cavern, fight our way through, get out of the sewers, you know, something like that. So you can do what I'm trying to say is, we've learned so much right now. If you synchronize your project with mine and you have this ecosystem of quests, you can prefab it, and then you can multiply it infinitely. You just have every single time to change the dialogue of the NPC, change the sprite that is in front of the NPCs, like the anti-hero, whatever, or the texture man in this case, and to change the required item in the item checker, and of course change the name of the quest and the quest activator in the fields. Lastly, you will want to change the object, because now it's a door. Maybe you want the NPC to activate something else. There is literally an infinity of things you can activate, because you can put about everything in that field. And so yeah, but so now I'm gonna show you one of the things you can also do with triggers, but you can do it with other ways. But this thing, common event, this is what can lock the player, hide the player, block the menu from opening by pressing X. You can replace the player by putting, let's say, player number 4. You can do a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of game breaking stuff. It's a dangerous event, because when you do something like turning on or off a menu, you need to place it back after, and to be sure that before changing scene, and there's that of thing I can play. So yeah, whatever. So now I'm concluding. Please follow this guide. You will see NPC and the door work. I think this is honestly fantastic, that someone that follows the guide can have an NPC with a full chain ecosystem working with a door opening. I think I did a wonderful job. Please do subscribe to my channel if you think I did a wonderful job, and please trust the process. So, hi everyone, thank you very much for staying until the end of the video. I like to take this time to ask you to please go on Steam and wishlist my game. Also, you can go on Twitch to see me doing some live development occasionally. If you're a super chat or super chatted, you can do additional support on Patreon. Otherwise, please like and subscribe. Those are really what I'm looking after, because I need to reach 500 subscribers to even be able to get some sort of income from YouTube. Until then, I'm doing this all for free. So thank you for subscribing very much.